Hey, I'm Perry, and welcome to my Ultimate Viego guide. I've hit rank 1 on Viego, and I've peaked rank 2 with 1871 LP. I've also taken out Faker and Worlds Pros multiple times during Worlds Champions queue. If you want to master Viego to hit your rank goal, then this guide is for you. To start off, we need to identify the type of champion Viego is. Viego is a full AD bruiser that works around executes and quick decision making in fights. You win games by excelling at team fights by executing champions with your R and using possessions. Because of this, you want to play a selfish full carry playstyle. He has a lot of tools like his E and W that help him get around the map faster to get more executes. He builds mostly bruiser items that give him a mix of damage and tankiness, but at his core he cares about defensive stats so he can stay alive and get possessions in fights. Fights will be decided by your target selection, so make sure you're paying attention to who you're trying to kill and who you're trying to work with on your team. Viego is a very fun champion to test your champion knowledge because you will be possessing and using other champion spells. If you want a 1v9 and you want to look good doing it, Viego is the champion for you. Of course, every champion has weaknesses, and Viego is no exception. He's extremely reliant on teammates because he struggles to engage and he depends heavily on the usage of his abilities. If you miss your WR or use your E on the wrong wall, fights will become very difficult. Also, mistiming your possessions can instantly lose you fights. You will struggle if you find it difficult to choose the correct target, and sometimes you'll feel lost on when to gank or farm. Finally, he goes from S tier to F tier if you don't have general champion mastery on abilities, damage, and limits. If you ever lost on what to do, these are reference points to help guide you in the right direction. The first point is about tempo. Before taking any fights, you want to get your first recall in because Viego is stronger when he has his first set of items. Also, you should try to avoid staying on the map with 1000 gold. It is simply much better to recall and play for tempo. Getting level 6 quickly is super important so you can get your ult resets when you possess an enemy champion. While fighting, prioritize the targets that your teammates are hitting so you can easily play for possessions. It's a team game and Viego heavily relies on working with teammates. Once you have 2 items, you want to start dominating the map by taking fights, neutral objectives, and turrets. It's your time to start snowballing the game. Don't stress too hard if you are behind, as Viego will always be able to turn fights due to his passive. Lastly, here's a benchmark to help gauge how well you are farming in all your games. Alright guys, Viego has 2 combos. It's the close combo and the far combo. We're going to start off with the close combo. So this is going to be when you're right next to the target. What you're going to want to do is you always want to start with Q auto. Okay, very basic. The next step to this is Q auto W auto. So that's normally going to be how you're fighting. Generally speaking, you're going to Q auto W auto, then walk away. That's your full combo. Wait for your spells to be back up, then you go back in. Let's say you're in execute range. What you want to do is you want to Q auto W auto R auto. And you can sort of see how there's a little delay between my R and my W. The reason why is if I R too early, I won't get that extra auto attack at the end. So again, I'll show you guys. Q auto, W auto, R auto. And if I R too early, I wouldn't get that extra auto attack once again. So to close out this combo, we can use RE with everything. So it would be EQ auto, W auto, R, and then auto attack to finish. Okay, so the last thing you can do is incorporate your E. I'll show you guys how to do this without your ultimate. Simply QE auto, W auto, and that's it. Okay, so incorporate your E however you want. Normally at the start is better than at the end, so you can get the attack speed and potentially the move speed if you run away. It's really important to use your E towards the beginning. Okay, and the next thing for close combos while you're playing Viego is understanding that you need to use your auto attack W and then auto attack. Okay, so auto W auto should be very crisp, very easy to use. Auto W auto. Okay, you should be able to do that every single time you're doing your camps, every single time you're fighting someone and they're about to get executed. Auto W auto. The most important thing I see people miss out on is they're very slow with their W cast and they're very slow with their auto attack. It should be as fast as how I'm doing it. Auto W auto. Alright, so that was a close combo, and now we're going to take a look at what the far combo looks like. So normally the far combo is if you're starting far away from the enemy, obviously, and you are charging your W from max range. Or you also don't charge it all the way. I'll show you guys both of those variations. But here what we're going to do is we're going to charge our W, let go of W, and then auto attack right after. That's the fluid way you're going to be playing Viego when you're playing the max range combo. Again, charge W, auto attack right after, and that's it. And let's say I'm going to charge W for a little bit less. What I'll do is I'll W here, let go, auto attack, and run away. Okay, so that's normally the combo of how Viego works. A far range, that's the start of it. What we'll do next is we'll incorporate our E into the combo. So it's going to be W, E, auto attack. Okay, so as we're letting go of our W, we want to drop our E down and then auto attack. And the reason why we want E preemptively this time is because we want to get that extra attack speed and move speed while we're using our E for the next part of the fight. It's very important. So W, E, auto attack, and if we're going to look at the next part of this fight, it'll be W, okay, auto attack, Q, auto attack. Okay, so it's the exact same combo from the close combo, but reverse. So now you're going to start with W, auto attack, Q, auto attack. Okay, and if we're to close this off, what do you guys think? Of course, we're going to use our ultimate at the end. Okay, so I'll show you guys here. We're going to do W, E, auto attack, Q, auto attack, R, auto attack. And that's going to be your full combo here if you can execute them. During the long combo, you want to charge your W, auto attack them, Q, auto attack them, and run away. Oftentimes, I see people going forward. Viego's a champion that wants to play off his spells. For example, your W is around an 8-second cooldown. With some items, you have a little more CDR. It's going to be maybe like 7, okay? You need to play off multiple W's in a fight. You're going to W at someone, auto attack them, Q, auto, and then run away. Okay, incorporate your E there, your Q auto will be a little bit faster. And again, see how after I use my W, I walk back. My W is already back up really soon. So I'll do it again. Auto attack, Q, auto attack, and I'm running back. I can use my mist, play around, and then go back in now that my W is almost up. It's very important to use this combo multiple times in a fight. Do not kill yourself on Viego. It's so important to stay alive. Flash combos on Viego are very important to understand. So there's two variations to using your W. The first one is you charge your W and you flash and you let go. Okay. A lot of you guys probably know how this one works. It's very obvious. Hold W, flash, and you let go. Okay. You need to make sure you flash before you let go. Otherwise, what's gonna happen is you're gonna look like this. You're gonna look like an absolute buffoon. Okay. So make sure you you do not let go of your W until your flash has been casted. That way, it'll go all the way very fluid, very fast. Okay. And the second variation of this combo is, let's say you know it's like an Ezreal E, or like they have flash, you know they're gonna dodge. What you can do actually is you can charge your W, flash at them, wait, keep walking, and let's say they reposition from here to here. Now I've guaranteed myself to land after they leave their spell. So sometimes it's actually best to hold, flash in, wait, and then let go at the end. Your W can be held for 3 seconds. It's a very long time your W can be held. Okay. It's very, very, very important to understand that your W can be held for such a long time. The next combo on Viego is going to be the Flash WR combo. So let's say this guy's this far away, very far away. I want to execute him. What you can do is you can Flash WR and connect very, very, very far away. Okay, I'll do it one more time. Okay, you can Flash WR. You can see how that's a lot of distance. He's literally off my screen, off of my fog of war vision. But if you Flash WR, you can connect with them. A lot of people, I see them make this mistake of W flash R. If you W flash R, you are not going to be able to catch up to them. Watch. Pretty much what happens is your W dash gets interrupted by your flash. It will not ever work. But because your ult has a cast time, what's going to happen is if you flash WR, you can get your dash off while your ult is casting. Okay, but if you W then flash, then you're not going to, it's never going to work. Okay, and then the last combo without your W, because let's say you want to use your W after you're fighting, is Flash R, charge W, do your combo. Okay, so this is like a slower gap closer, or it's like a closer gap closer, Flash W. It's still very nice, but that's pretty much it for Viego Flash combos. There's a really important Viego combo that a lot of people don't know. If you E a wall, then charge W while you're in invis, okay, you can surprise attack them, and they have no idea that you're coming from the invis spot. On top of that, you get the move speed from your E, which counteracts the W slow, so you actually can still land your W very easily. I'll show you guys one more time. I'm going to E here. I'm going to go in fog so he can't see me. He doesn't know where I am. I'm going to charge my W, wait, and now surprise attack, I get him. Okay, and then we'll combo this with our far ranged combo. Alright, in this clip, we're going to be using our W even quicker here. So now we're doing a quick W. So as you can see, I'm going in for the fight. I'm eating the wall. I'm quickly Wing in, comboing it with my Q, and I'm looking to one-shot the Riven quickly. So if my W is very, very easy to land, and it's also very, very, like he's very, very close to dying, and I can combo it with a CC ability, as you can see, she is feared. I want to guarantee I land my W quickly and just one-shot her very, very smoothly. It's very easy to kill someone when they're CC'd and if they're very, very low on HP. In this clip, I'll explain when it's actually okay to use your W and tap it. Okay, so you can see here, I'm 1v1ing the Vi. I'm playing very slowly here, and I'm tapping my W, and I'm using it as an auto attack reset. I also know Vi has no flash from earlier, so it's a very, very easy play. It's important to understand that, hey, they have no escape, then you can use your W as a tap. So again, the condition I'm tracking here is Vi just use her Q. I just saw that. Number 2, Vi has no flash. She just ganked mid. You see that one kill they have right there? She just used her gank. She just ganked mid. Okay, so again, that's when I can tap my W. In this clip, I'll show you guys how to use your W and flash quickly, efficiently, and still get a bigger stun, but also how to land it really, really quickly. So here I'm going to charge my W a little bit and flash and stun right away to combo it with my Echo W and pretty much just stun this guy because I know he has no flash. So because I know he has no flash, it's going to be a really, really easy kill. So again, I'll replay that for you. I'm charging it sort of at the start to get an extra long stun. I don't want to just tap it on him. And I don't want to overcharge it. I want to make sure that he's stunned for just the right amount of time to where he can't move outside of Echo's E or W. Like in this clip, we're going to be talking about our W usage. I'm going to show an example of what it's like to hold your W. You can hold your W for 3 seconds. It actually applies so much pressure. You can see here I'm just charging my W. I'm charging my W, and when I see him, I'm going to let go. And there's literally no counterplay when you hold your W like that. So again, let's watch it back one more time. I'm walking at the Akali. Great. I'm not tapping it. I'm not tapping it right now. I'm not trying to throw it at her. I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to simply wait here for her shroud till the end. And let's say I don't see Akali. Maybe she walks up. Maybe she walks this way. Then I'll chuck it. I'll chuck it somewhere. I'll just throw it out somewhere. Okay, that's how you want to use your W. You want to max charge it, especially if the timer calls for it. This is a great example of max charging your W. In this clip, you'll notice I use my flash, W, and I hold it. And I'll show another example of this really, really important concept on Viego. You don't actually need to instantly let go of your W when you flash. So first off, Shen has no W now. Shen has no E. And he has Ghost. You'll see him Ghost right there. He has Ghost, so he has no flash. So I'm going to W flash in, wait, guarantee myself I land it, and that's how we're going to get the kill down. So again, I know his no flash, he has no E, he has no W. I'm going to flash in, I'm going to wait, because look at what someone instinctively does when you flash in. They move backwards. So I'm just going to wait for them to walk. That's how you do it. Okay? In this clip, it's another example of holding W and flash, but in this case, I don't know if Corki has flash or not, so I'm assuming this guy has flash. So what we'll see here is I'm ganking, okay, Corki just used his W, I'm charging W, I'm flashing in, and I'm waiting. I'm not going to throw it out right away, because what his instinct is when I flash on him, he will instantly flash away to dodge my flash W. But it's actually undodgeable if he's here and I'm here and he flashes anywhere. It's undodgeable. My W will land on him if I wait. So that's why I'm waiting, and we get ourselves a kill we would not have gotten if I had used my flash. If I had let go of my W right after my flash. So really important concept here, guys. In this clip, we'll talk about using your W too early. Now, I see this in a lot of Viego players. This is probably one of the biggest Viego mistakes on your W. You want to save your W for as long as possible until you're really, really close to them. If you're playing aggressively. If you're playing defensively, you can use your W a little more quickly. Okay, so here, I wait all the way, and I'm still waiting at the end, okay, to use my W. So let's replay this sequence here. I feel like I've seen a lot of people who would W right now because the guy is CC'd, and they would try to land the W here. Your W slows you by 10%. It's really, really hard to land. You need to wait and use your E move speed to get really close to them. And then you can look to finish off a kill. Okay. Quick advanced side note here. Look at my character. And note how I reposition backwards. I reposition. So that my dash doesn't go into the turrets. And so I'm not Wing backwards. You never want to W backwards. So 2 very big things about Viego. You want to save it, and you do not want to W backwards. So that's why I'm repositioning back here. Then I can W forward. This clip is a great example of what it looks like to not use your W and save it for a future time where you're going to get even more value. So you see here, number 1, I'm sitting in this bush, I'm playing Fog. Okay, I want to make this play work, but I don't want to be too stepping up. I'm not even charging my W here. I'm going to walk up, auto first, wait for my teammate's CC, okay, and then I'm going to use my W. On top of this, I'm waiting for the enemy to make a potential mistake. So let's replay that real quick. So I'm walking forward first, I'm autoing, I'm fighting, and then I'm going to use my W at the end instead of charging it. Because imagine I charge my W here, and for some reason, these guys just start walking backwards. I charge my W, and these guys start walking backwards. Because let's say maybe the support starts pinging danger. Oh, karma could be mid, so be careful. So then these guys start leaving. And now I have no juice, I have no tools, I have no W. But let's say I hold it here and they start walking away. My Rise can still potentially root someone, or my Karma can still potentially do something, or if Warwick goes down, I can still potentially do something. You want to sort of save your W more often than not, and in this case, I want to make sure I land it, so I'm going to hold it until they make mistakes like this. In this fight here, we look to use our W to reposition 2 times here. So the first time is we're using our W and Q to get the reset on Shaco. We want the kill, we're the carry of this game here. And you're going to see me use my W again to reposition and dodge spells and be able to go back in when the time calls for it. So you can constantly see me using my W dash actively, thinking about how can I use my W to gap close and how can I use my W to stay a little safer. So I'm gap closing here. Once again, WQ to get the execute. I want the execute because I want to become Shaco, so I can look for more here. And I'm ulting in, Wing away to reposition so I don't lose HP, and now I can go back in when it's time to go in. So let's say my teammates are making space, or let's say they're walking up too far. That's when I'll go in. So again, W can be used to reposition. In this clip, I'll follow the idea of using my E plus W and get the move speed, and then use my flash to combo on top here. So I draw my E and W right away, and the moment I go invisible and gain that move speed, I'm instantly flashing in, okay? So let's say I wanted to flash in and I wanted to keep myself in my W or my E, I could have. But the idea is you use that invis and extra move speed to capitalize on a really nice W. So he also saw me go invisible, and then I instantly flashed in the moment I went invisible. So on her screen, she doesn't actually see me flash. Like, it's very hard to see me flash. So again, look, the moment I go invis, look, invis, and then I flash. And then she actually cannot react to that. So this is a very high level play here. So if you want to look to make some high level plays, that's what you can do. Think about your invis from your E. Viego's abilities. So we're going to start off with maxing our Q. The main reason why is your Q is what gives you the mark that applies on hit. So you can see here, I Q, that's what gives me the mark. If I land an ability, or if I land my W, that's what gives me the mark. It's right here, it says it in your passive. If you do not have your Q skilled, you will not get the mark. So you need to make sure you put a point to your Q, and that's why your Q is so powerful. You also get more % current health damage, and it applies the on hit. It's really important, okay? Skilling your E second is something we're always going to do. The reason why is because you gain more movement speed and attack speed as you level this up. As you can see, the ratios there, it increases. Okay, and the last thing is we max our W last. It gives you a decent amount more damage actually, but it's just not worth the attack speed and the movement speed that we're missing out from our W. Lastly, our ult is an execute, guys. So if you're ever using your ulti, okay, you need to make sure you're using them when they're low on HP. So you see there, that only did 200 damage, or 300 damage almost. If I use it when they're a little bit lower, okay, well it was because it was not with the PTA proc. But here, with PTA, it does around 400 damage. It almost did 100 more damage because they were lower on HP. So in general, just make sure you understand that your R does more damage if they're missing on HP. The last thing is you become unCCable. So let's say Malzahar is about to ult you, and you cast SAR at the same time, you become unstoppable. You see that right there? It's unstoppable. So if they're Malphite ulting me, and I cast my ult, the Malphite ult will not lock me up. If they're Vi ulting me, I cast ult, the Vi ult will not work. So you need to make sure you use your ult properly. For your jungle pet, I always recommend Gustwalker because it synergizes well with your W, while also helping you travel around the map much faster. Mosstomber can be helpful if you're looking to become tankier because of the shield it provides. It's important if you are the only frontline and if the enemy has a lot of burst. Viego's first item can feel very complex. I'll break it down into 2 sections, playing versus tanks and playing versus squishies. Against 2 or more tanks, Blade of the Ruined King is the best first item to buy. Every auto attack will deal bonus physical damage equal to 9% of the enemy's current health. This passive excels at taking down targets with high HP. If you are playing versus 1 or less tanks, look to buy Kraken Slayer. Every 3rd auto deals physical damage equal to a percentage of the target's missing health that also scales with your level. executing squishy targets becomes even easier with Kraken Slayer. You'll notice how both of these items apply on-hit effects and deals a large amount of damage. In solo queue, it is very important to emphasize dealing damage to get your resets, so I would not recommend a tanky first item. For your boots, I'd build Mercury Tread 70% of the time because of the tenacity it provides. If they have a heavy AD comp, plated steel caps can work instead. Make sure to buy your first item before you complete your boots, and as a general side note, prioritize buying ruby crystals over longswords after your first item. Now, a second item depends on what you need within your comp. If you need more frontline and tankiness, Sundered Sky is the way to go. You gain 450 HP and you get the active healing when you auto enemies. If you need more damage and burst, Trinity Force is the way to go because of the sheen effect and attack speed. As a quick side note, for your third item onward, make sure to buy Sundered Sky if you have not already. This is a key item on Viego. For his third item, I'd always recommend Sterak's Cage. The shielding, damage, and HP are extremely helpful, and the tenacity is crucial to avoid getting locked down. If you are against a heavy AP composition, Wit's End works perfectly fine as a third item because of the MR, attack speed, and most importantly, tenacity. If you guys did not know, Wit's End provides the same amount of tenacity as Sterak's. Death Dance is a great item against heavy AD compositions. The passive is extremely broken against champions that want to quickly burst you down, such as Talon, Zed, and Rengar. When paired with Sterak's, you become almost unkillable. Randuin's is also a viable option against heavy AD compositions, specifically if they have 2 or more crit champions. You take 30% less damage from all critical strikes, and gain a good amount of HP and armor. Black Cleaver works great if you are struggling to shred enemies who are building lots of armor. If your comp has multiple AD champions, it also provides armor shred, which helps your teammates deal more damage. I personally recommend Black Cleaver because of the HP and extra AD it provides. However, Lord Dominic's Regard or Mortal Reminder also work as well. I would not recommend Titanic Hydra until your 4th or 5th item. Other items are better because they simply provide more impactful actives, passives, and stats. Here are some examples of builds depending on the enemy team composition. For this example, I was against 2 or more tanks, so I built Blade of the Ruined King. For this one, I was against a full squishy team comp, so I built Kraken. I also needed to survive their damage, so I went Sundered Sky. Finally, for this example, I was against 1 or less tanks, so I built Kraken Slayer. In this case, I have Rel and Jax to frontline, so I built Trinity Force to deal more damage. Some of you might be wondering about Crit Viego. It's definitely a more enjoyable build, but there's a lack of consistency. You become too squishy to the point where every fight becomes a coin flip, and if you mess up the assassination as Viego, you often find yourself dead because you lack escape tools. Even if you do get the possession, you'll be taking a very low HP target that can also easily get you killed. Some of you in lower elos might also claim that this build will not work, but I promise you that if this build won't work, then any other higher damage build won't work either. At that point, it is no longer the build's problem, it is yours. Take in the rest of the guide and you will learn the key factors of Viego that you are missing. Next up, I want to outline Viego's Powerspikes. You can use these basic guidelines to better understand Viego's strengths and kill potential. At first item, you can start one-shotting squishies if you land all of your abilities. At second item, you should be tanky enough to frontline for your team. At third item, you can survive even longer and look for more one-shot opportunities. And remember, Viego never falls off and will continue to scale as you get items. For runes, press the attack is the best for Viego. It synergizes well with its kit and its goal of executing enemies. Conqueror is still a viable option against tanky team comps and will always be a staple rune for Viego. Triumph reinforces his hypercarry playstyle by healing you and providing gold after getting kills. Viego loves having extra attack speed for fighting, and his Q also casts faster with attack speed, so Alacrity is the way to go. The difference between Last Stand and Coup is that Last Stand scales from 5% to 11% and starts working when you are below 60% HP, while Coup deals 8% more damage when the enemy is below 40% HP. Last Stand is a controllable condition on your end and will often be more useful out of hundreds of fights. Meanwhile, Coup might feel like it is synergizing well with Viego, but when they are lower than 40% HP, they are likely leaving the fight because they are already afraid of giving you the possession, ultimately rendering the rune as less useful and less consistent than Last Stand. Boots and Cosmic have and always will be a staple rune on Viego. Getting the extra move speed and flash more frequently is far more useful than any other secondary tree. In this skirmish, I play very slow, calculated, and you'll see how I play this way throughout every single skirmish and every single team fight. Viego is an assassin, but he needs to be very safe. Okay, you'll see how Shyvana face checks me here, very easy, everyone would kill him here. the next part is really important to watch. I'm going forward, but I end up holding this wall and holding this position because look at how far away my Ornn is. And I do not want to take excess damage from Zeri Qs or Yuumi Q, so I'm staying hidden. Now, Zeri fish checks me. I'm going to completely one-shot her, reposition, and you'll see here, instead of walking forward and going to that bush by myself, which I could because I technically can one-shot her, I'm waiting for my Ornn to be the front line. And this alleviates all risk. There's zero risk now, right? Because Ornn's the front line. If Zeri's hitting anyone, hitting Ornn, really easy for me to get the kill. You see how every single team fight I play this way, where I'm waiting for my teammates and I'm putting myself out of danger. So the biggest thing you can take away here, guys, is put yourself out of danger. So again, I'll show you guys one more time. I hold this wall, okay? No one can hit me anymore because I'm staying in my fog of war and I'm staying out of their range. Number two, once we chunk the Zeri successfully, instead of going forward by myself, I reposition with that click right here and I wait behind the Ornn. Now when the Ornn goes through, I will go through. Alright, in this skirmish, you'll see I'm pathing towards ball and I'm trying to gank them. But what happens is Sylas shows up on my screen. Surprise, surprise. And now I'm running away from him. What do you do in this bush? You charge your W, you try to chunk him. Okay, you try to kill him. He shows up, he's face checking. What do you know? We end up getting the kill here. He baits me a little bit. All good. We get the kill. And what's really important to note here is when I kill him, I don't instantly take the possession. What I do is I use all the tools in my kit, every single spell, and then I take the possession. A lot of what I see from Viego players is they have their spells up before they possess. It's very bad. The rule is when you possess someone, you use all of their spells. The same rule applies on Viego. Before you possess someone, use all of your spells. Okay, if you don't do that, you're playing your champion wrong. So you'll see here as I take the possession a little bit later because I'm using all my spells, and Viego's auto attacks are stronger than Sylas's. So again, see the picture really clearly. I'll show you guys. I don't take the Sylas possession right away. I auto attack Q, auto attack again, and then I take the possession. This also gives me time to bait the enemy spells, bait the Rakan and Ezreal to come into me. Literally, they know I'm about to possess. So if he threw a Q at me, it'll completely miss because I am now possessing someone. So I'm untargetable. Okay, so if there's a skill shot at me while I'm possessing, it'll completely miss. So it'll kind of confuse them as to when you're going to possess someone. Make sure you use all your spells when you possess someone or before you possess someone. Alright, in this skirmish, what happens is I'm playing a 1v2 scenario where my teammates are coming in and I'm playing very slowly, cautiously, and patiently, along with a really clean way of playing Viego. So I'll let you guys watch this. I go forward, Skarner shows up. Aw, shit. We're in a bit of a pickle here. I flash away to reposition. Okay, again, we're always using our sums, our spells, whatever we can, to get away from them. After I get away from them, I'm getting 1v1 by Skarner. What I do here is I use my ultimate and my combo with my W to push the Vi away and simply get the reset. Very luckily, I do not die here. Okay, so really quick fight, which you guys need to understand is once I see this guy and I'm in combat, I am willing to flash to reposition and even ult away here if I really want it to be safe. Because I feel a little cocky here, I feel a little confident, I'm down to actually fight this guy. But you can see how every one of my clicks, I auto-attack, I click away, auto-attack, I click away. I'm walking backwards. So it makes it harder for the Vi to connect to this fight, and it makes it harder for the Skarner to kill me. Again, I close it out with my ulti, I push the Vi away, and it's a really clean fight. Landing W on Viego has never been easier if you sit in bushes and use your blue smite to gain the move speed to kill people. You'll see here, because I get the blue smite, I have enough movement speed to simply make it on top of the enemy. Guarantee land my W. It's very, very hard to dodge your W when you have that move speed from your blue smite. Now, let's say in general, I'm not even looking to use the blue smite. Let's say I have green smite. The same concept applies where I'm sitting in the bush and I'm playing through Fog of War. That way, when they come through, I'll likely have a max charge stun to instantly get them. It's really important to use Fog of War to your advantage. In this skirmish, you'll see how I do the same thing. I go in and out. I'm taking their HP, taking their conditions. This applies to every part of Viego. You go in and out. You get them low. When you get someone below 20% HP, they're effectively dead because you're playing Viego. If they come back into the fight, they're almost always going to give you a free reset. So you'll see here how I see Shaco, and I'm going to apply pressure to him really quickly and simply walk away. And I'm very happy with that trade. And the same thing here, as Thresh is walking at me, I'm still playing a very safe line here. I'm walking backwards, walking to the wall, walking away from threats. Now that I've realized that Shaco's dead, now that I realize that my teammates are nearby, I can now take a more aggressive approach, and I can simply go and kill their Thresh as well. Fortunately, Thresh is too tanky, Thresh is too far away. I don't kill him, and you can still see how I'm following the same concept. I'm not actually playing to kill everyone. I'm playing to take their HP bars down so I can play for the main thing, which is the objective or the next part of a team fight. Now, if a team fight breaks out, Thresh is 50% HP or the 40% HP, he'll be a really easy target for me to get a reset on. And in the same time, I've saved my HP. I'm full HP at the end of all of this. It's really important if Viego's a champion that can go in, take their HP, and come out full HP. In this team fight, we're playing 2v4. It's me and Teemo against the world. What you'll see here is I'm staying very far away from the Teemo, but close enough to where if they engage on my Teemo, I'm in range. I can move and help him. Okay, so at the moment I see Teemo get engaged on, I'm looking to help him. When I see the enemy, it's time to fight. I'm charging my W as everyone would here, but instead of letting go early or instead of walking in and letting go, what I'm doing here is I click backwards to reposition my character as I'm charging my W, then I let go. This creates more space for me, so when I dash with my W, I don't go too far forward. If I was here and I W'd in, I'd be alone because Teemo is going to reposition to back here. Okay, so make sure when you're team fighting, we're doing this sort of back and forth team fighting. We're going backwards more so than we're always going forward. So I go in, stun him, auto attack, and you can still see here I'm clicking backwards. This concept needs to be utilized in all team fights, in all aspects. You need to be going backwards. Okay, once I go back in, I use all my spells. We get the reset. Awesome. I have no Viego spells up. I'll instantly possess. Okay. As the Rek'Sai here, I'm going to use all my spells, every single one that I can. Okay. I'm going to kill the Neeko here. She's Zanya's. Okay. Reposition with my W here. W's a little off. Don't worry. The main important part comes here. When I kill Neeko, instead of instantly transforming into the level 11 Neeko and then support Neeko, I'm going to stay as Viego. I'm going to stay as Viego, deal all the damage I can to Ezreal, proc my PTA, transform into Neeko, and finish off the job. Okay, the most important takeaway here, guys, is when you are fighting, you need to reposition your W. Okay, at the same time, once you have a possession on the ground, it lasts a long time. You do not need to instantly take the possession. You can play Viego more. There will be some more examples of this soon. In this team fight, we have Baron, we're trying to siege, we're trying to end the game, and what happens is I'm trying to create space, and I'm trying to chunk the enemies, I'm trying to take their conditions, so when we siege their turrets, well in this case they have no turrets, when we siege their nexus, we can easily end the game. Okay, and you'll see how there's a very easy process that you can do on Viego when you're trying to siege. You'll E first to create space. This way, when you're in fog, now these guys have to be scared, because I can go forward and attack them. Okay, I'm still waiting here. The most important part here is I'm not revealing my character. You E and you can stand still and create pressure this way. You don't need to walk forward to create pressure. You can simply sit in your E. The moment I see Vladimir, I combo him, and you can see how I walk away to reposition. You'll see this in every single teamfight example. I walk away, I space away from them, reposition, then I'm willing to go back in once I'm out of range of their spells. Now that I'm able to go back in, Vladimir is less than half HP. I poke him some more. And really important thing right here, guys, is I'm not going forward. Vladimir, I could kill him. What's really important is I'm watching what's going on behind us in the fight. That way I get to kill Ornn, and this way I also get to kill Zac. Very, very easy fight from here on out. Obviously, everyone's dead. Vladimir's chunked. The most important part here, guys, is you can't get blinded by going deeper. You need to work with your teammates at the end of the day, okay? And on top of this, when you are fighting, okay, and you're creating space, you chunk someone, then walk away. Viego is a champion that can, sort of an assassin, but he doesn't 100% kill all the way. He goes in very quickly, okay? Then you walk out, then you wait for your spells to be back up, then you can go back in. Alright, in this team fight, you'll notice that I do not have full HP. I have very, very low HP here. We've just killed their Gangplank. The Gangplank was the strongest person on our team. The score is not great. My score is not great, but I have items. I am strong. And you'll see, in order for me to win this fight, I can't go tank Baron, and I can't hold a position too far aggressively. So you'll see how I'm literally sitting here, out of range of everyone, but close enough, so if the fight breaks out, I'm there. On top of that, you'll see how there's a ward on the corner of my screen. I'm not going to go and clear the ward because that means I'll be too far away from the fight. I'm not going to show myself on the ward because that gives them a lot of free information. So I'm simply waiting in a nice pocket where if they come in, I'm in range. Otherwise, I'm going to sit and wait. Okay? When they come in, I'm still playing nice and slowly. I'm still playing in my Fog of War. I'm still playing backwards. The moment Nautilus targets me, Zed starts targeting me, I'm still running towards my teammates, and I'm ready to turn the fight with my teammates. But again, this entire fight, I was not the first target. I was literally like the second or third target. And then they can't even kill me because they need to finish killing off the first targets, which was the Fiora and the Thresh. As they're doing that, they're going to lose all their HP. Now I get a reset, and now it's very, very easy. Everyone will play the same way. It's just Viego gaming at this point. Everyone knows how this works. The most important thing here, guys, is you need to be careful with your positioning. You can't be the front line here. You can't be holding really dangerous positions. You need to be in the back. You need to be further than the ADC. And I'm not going to sit in this bush below me here because it's too dangerous. This bush is too dangerous. They have vision of me, or they see me, or if anything bad happens, I'm dead. Fight's going to be really hard to win. Lastly, here are some champions I recommend banning. Kindred is a very oppressive jungler and will constantly cause you problems during the early game. Later on, she can use her ult to stop you from getting resets. Ivan is a difficult matchup because of his shielding and how far away he will be from you. Skarner is unkillable because of how tanky he is and has so much CC to where you literally can never move. Karthus, Lilia, and Brand are 3 champions that farm extremely quickly, which allows them to out-tempo us and do more on the map. They can also use the range to space us, making it difficult to get resets. Overall, ban any champion that makes it more difficult for you to get resets on. Hey guys, like, comment, and subscribe for more free pro level content like this. It really helps me to know that you guys are enjoying this kind of content so I can put more out there in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.